Alright guys, today I'm going to be taking out my climate control system to replace all the bulbs and get a new connector for the screen to work, because right now nothing lights up on it. So we're going to take it out here. So we have some of these tools here. So usually there's a little slot here in the bottom of the sides, on both sides. But usually those will have screws in them, but mine for some reason already doesn't. So you just put a screwdriver, a flathead, in between right here, and you just pry it very easily. It should come apart pretty far, and then you can grab it with your fingers and pull it the rest of the way, just like that. And then once that's out, the seam that's right here and this one up here, so the whole piece is going to go down, and then the whole side panel is going to come off. Alright, so I got it to budge. So basically you have to pull this out to the side here and kind of hold your hand underneath it with your fingers underneath like this. And then while you have those fingers there, you're going to take the other hand and push down like this and push down straight on and it will come off. So that's one, and the other side is exactly the same. It's just the opposite basically. All right, got this one out. This one was way stiffer than this one for some reason. But to just make sure you're pushing down with even force and that this isn't getting hung up on anything while you're pushing, so you don't break anything. But there is the other one out. Now that those two side pieces are out, there's these two screws on this side and on this side here. They're just Phillips, so you're gonna unscrew those, and then once those are unscrewed, the whole piece, the whole unit is gonna come on out, and then you can unplug it from there and it'll be free. All right, so I got the screws out here. I just used a drill. I made it really fast. This is what they look like here, pretty small. So now you're going to take your flathead again and put it right in between here, and you're just going to very easily pry. See how it's moving there? Basically pry it just like that, and then on this side too. There. So that was really easy. Now it comes right out. So here's the plugins on the back side. This is one. These cords here go to my radio. But this white one here is another. And then there's two side by side on this side here. Okay, so I got that one out. So there's actually just a little squeeze clamp thing here on the bottom side, that there. So you just have to hold on to that and squeeze it as you pull it out. And I found out just now that this little slot in the top side here, you can easily put your flathead in there while you're squeezing this, and then just pry it up with the flathead, and it comes out super easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that with the rest of these. All right, so they're all out now. Make sure you keep in mind where they go. On mine, there is this little brown cord on this one, and so I can look at that and know that that one is the bottom one, and the white just goes to the white here, and then this far right one obviously just goes to there. Also make sure you have them in the right orientation as well. But now the whole unit is out. Alright guys, so here it is out of the car. Got it here on the table. It's a pretty simple unit. So to start, there's these screws here along the outside of this plastic. They're Phillips head. They are pretty small. But first you're going to take all those out. Alright, all those screws are out. There's 8 in total. This is what they look like here. They're pretty long, but they're still very small. So now this just separates here like this. like that there. All right, so you're gonna take out this plug in here that's on the inside. It just pulls straight up, but if you can't get your fingers in there, like I don't think, yeah, I can't get it, then if you put this back up here and flip it over, on the bottom side here, there is these Torx screws that you're going to take out, and then that'll allow the entire kind of circuit board to come out of this housing, allowing you to unplug it really easily. All right, so all those are out. They're all right here. There's 6 in total. They're a little thicker than the last screws, but it helps a lot having a magnetic screwdriver, because after you loosen them all the way, there's not much to grab onto at all, so it makes it really handy just to pull them out. All right, guys, so after you take out all these screws here, so the circuit board is actually just going to lift up like this. Just like that there. Now this piece here is kind of trapped under the belt, but after you can move it like this and then move your plate here, spin it back around towards yourself, and then you can easily pull up like that, just holding on to the edges like this and just pulling straight up on that cord. Then that is now released. You could then set that back on there like that, flip this back around, it's like mine snapped itself back into place there. There we go. And now you have access to this piece. So next, you're going to take out these screws here that are in these black and white circles. Looks like there's 7 or 8 actually. All right, guys, so I got all those screws out. They are pretty small. The smallest ones out of all of the rest of the ones. There is, let's see, there's 8 in total. Just be careful when you're taking them out so you don't slip off with the screwdriver and damage the circuit board here at all. Just take your time, there's no rush in it. So now that all of them are out though, so you're gonna hold it up like this, and you're gonna put your finger on the screen here, and as you're maintaining pressure there on the screen, you're just gonna grab this here and pull up on it all at the same time. And then after it's up like this, you move your thumb down onto the screen, and then it comes up like that. So now you can set that down like this. Now this whole piece here, you can set this aside. You don't have to do anything with this at all. Obviously make sure everything's looks good in there, which mine does. So now you have this here. So this is the rotator for your fan speed. So you're gonna want to clean this off, get all the little corrosion, or not corrosion, these little marks off, that way the contact is better. And then for the screen here, you can see it separates here like this. It lays down like that. So then you're gonna take out this green thing here, set that aside, keep the orientation the same, that way it goes in the same way again. So then on the bottom here, there is a small clear like rubber piece. So then you can just take some pliers and carefully lift up on it, just like that. Then there is this plastic piece here, this one here, that's holding in the kind of belt connection for the screen. So that can just be lifted straight out. On the end of it, it snaps in on each side. Here, 1 second. It's probably going to be a little stiff if this is the first time this has ever been done. Just use constant maintaining pressure until it budges free. My pliers keep slipping off of it. And hold the screen a little lower. Okay, so it was stuck to the screen there. Okay, so usually this bottom part here of the belt is going to be still on these connectors here, but mine came up with my plastic piece, but that's all right because we're going to take it off anyway. So now that this is off, you're also going to peel this off here on this side. And just peel it off slowly, just like that. And basically this ribbon is what we're replacing with this one here. So this is basically just going to lay in like this and act as a new connector. And then nothing, well, I guess then it's all going to work exactly how it should. But now we have to clean off the surface of this and each little connection in here with a little piece of plastic to not damage it. So we're not going to use a metal screwdriver or anything. And the same with this here. So I'll come back to that when it's done. All right, guys. So it's all clean. It does take a little bit of time, especially on these, to get all these clean. So basically you can just use some contact cleaner, and we just use like a shot paper towel here and sprayed some on the corner and just rubbed pretty hard to side to side, and then sprayed again and flipped the towel until all of it was gone. And then for the screen here on this side, I just had to spray some contact cleaner on here and then just use a plastic scraper like this. You just need to find one that's hard enough plastic, but not like the hardest plastic you can find, that way you don't damage the connections. And get all the, I guess, I don't know, residue off of this as well. That way, when you put it back in, there's a clean connection on this and on this here, using the new connector here. But now I'm gonna take out all these bulbs here. There's 5 in total, and I'm gonna replace all those with some new ones. All right, guys, so to take the bulbs out, you're just gonna get a small flat blade screwdriver here, and basically you just put it right in here like this. Just turn it to the left. It turned really easily, just a half a turn like that. That one fell out there. And then I have all these new ones here, like this one here. This is the one I just took out. And then inside these blue bags here are the 4 other ones. But they all come out exactly the same way. Just remember, I would only take out 2 at the most at a time, in case they are different, so you don't get them all mixed up. But I'll come back when those are all in. Alright guys, so I got 3 of the bulbs in here, this one, and this one. So I'm going to put in this last one to show you here. So you just line up the 2 prongs here with their orientation like this. It just kind of presses in like that. And then you take your flathead screwdriver and you just turn it to the right. It'd be easy, or if you could find a screwdriver that's thick enough to fit in here. Mine is a little loose, so I had to press a little harder so it won't strip it out. That'd make it a lot easier. So for this last one here, it's this black kind of square thing, but it comes out on this side. It's for your dial to change the fan speed. So this bulb, it just pulls straight out. just like that. Looks like this here. So I have the new one here in this bag. I got this light bulb kit off of eBay. There's lots of options out there to get them. And then you just want to make sure you put it in this way, with the bulb facing perpendicular to the bottom piece here. And you just press it in. This goes slowly, that way you make sure it is lined up correctly. Alright guys, so I finally got it in here. Basically, these two side nodes here, they move side to side. See if I can show you. They move out away from the bulb, like this way. And then basically you have to kind of wiggle the bulb into place and kind of move them out. And then once they're out of the way, the bulb will kind of drop inside. And basically that's how you have to do it. It's a little tedious. At first it may seem like the bulb was just pushing in really hard, but you just have to kind of twist it a little to kind of pry open the sides before you push it down. But now that it's all in, that is all the bulbs replaced, and now I can start putting it back together. Alright guys, for this back plate, it's these little screws here that are these star head ones. So I'm going to take my star head magnetized screwdriver here. That really helps having it magnetized. Go ahead and start putting these in. There's 6 in total. Just want to screw them in until they're snug. Alright guys, so now that all these bottom screws are all in, we can set this piece aside. Now we're going to put the circuit board back into our front panel piece here. So you just want to set the panel down, or I guess off to the side for right now. The plastic piece here I put back in. That just snaps into these little holes that are in the circuit board. And that gap there where the connections are, you're going to put your new zebra connector in. Right there, just like that. Once that's in place, you can lay this down. Go ahead and grab your green card here. You're going to orientate it so that the little cutout here on the top side is pointing up. Just going to lay that in, just like that. You want to make sure these white tabs here on the top side are kind of over it, kind of holding it in place. And then you just want to make sure it's centered up left and right. Once that's in, you take your screen with the cutout here kind of being like this, and you're going to put it down just like that. Once again, centering that up just like that. Now I can take this with my thumb on this, set this in place here, go ahead and reach through with my finger here, set this inside, put my finger on here as I move my thumb, and put it up like that. Kind of push all the corners down into place like that. Now I can flip it up and over just like this. Kind of push around on the corners and sides here. Don't push on any of the buttons. All right, now once that's in, also you can see here I took out my auto switch, so that just pushes out from the back side. Or actually, let's see, this is what it looks like. Yeah, it'll push out from the backside out this way. So it makes it a lot easier to line up this back piece when you're putting it back on. So now we can get some of these screws back in. So first, I'm going to put in these two and this one here. So those are going to hold in the screen into place. They are these smallest screws here, which are a Phillips head. All right, guys, those are all into place. Want to make sure you get all 8, so you have none left, and there is one in every single black and white little circle here. But once those are in, now we're going to plug in this belt connector back into the plug in here on the other circuit board. So in order to do that, you're just going to lay these kind of close together like this. And then you're just going to take this. Here, let me do a little bit of a side view for you. All right, then you're going to take this, kind of reach it up in there until it gets like that, or not like that. There you go, like that. And then you're just going to kind of push forward on it like this. And then while you're holding forward on the belt so that it's kind of vertical, you're just going to push it a little bit from the top there with a screwdriver and push it into place. And it's in, just like that. So now we can put this back up like this. As you're putting it up, make sure that the belt cord here is bending down like that. Just push it back into place. It should kind of snap into place. These little holes in the top side here kind of have little plastic things that stick up, as well as the bottom here. So holding kind of snaps into place. So you can set it up like this and start putting in all of your long screws, which were the first ones we took out. All right, guys, all the screws are in. They do screw in with a decent amount of pressure, but it's the same amount of force, and then once they get all the way down, they'll kind of get really hard, and that's when you need to stop. They don't need to be tight at all. They're just screwing in the plastic. Also, you don't want to strip them. So now, after all those are in, we can take our auto button here and just push this into place here like that. Just like that. Alright guys, so we're now inside the car, and I'm basically going to plug this in before I actually put it back in, and basically to check if it's working. Alright, so first this little black cord here, that's also connected to the white cord, or at least, yep. It's going to go in this top slot here. Just like that. This other black cord here, it's going to plug into the one below it. There we go. They should snap into place. And then this white one here, go right there. And then finally this black one on this far side. We'll go here. There we go. All right. So that's all snapped into place. So I'm just going to lay it there like that. Now Go ahead and start the car, show you how it works. Alright, everything works on it. Fan, temperature, all these work down here. Yeah, so now I just need to put in the 4 screws on the sides here, and then my panel pieces on each side, and I went ahead and cleaned it out in here because it was pretty dirty. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos just like this. I'll see you out there.